TV 1061, conceptualizing your ideas across the world and beyond.
Everybody, thanks for joining us. Welcome to Talk Show Kings, another great episode. We've got some good topics coming up. Before we get started, I want to give a shout out to our executive producer, Mr. Felix Washington, for putting everything together. Also, Marcus Givens, our technical director, hooking us up, keeping everything straight here. Appreciate you, Marcus. And also, I want to give a shout out to Shante Barksdale, taking care of social media, putting us out there. Appreciate it. Want to introduce my Kings. Welcome, Kings. Thanks for joining me.
You're welcome.
All right, to my left, Mr.
I am King Lundy. Thanks for being here.
I'm King Doc, representing the A, as always. How y'all doing out
you
there?
From Atlanta?
Downtown, born and
I don't even
raised.
think nobody even knew that.
Born and raised.
Thanks for joining us. We encourage y'all to participate,
And
put your
please-
comments in.
Don't forget to introduce yourself.
Oh, my name is Hassan. I'm also a Talk Show King. Glad to be here.
Yes.
Participate, send your comments in, and interact. All right, so let's get into it. We got a good show today. We're going to start out with a pretty important topic for everybody.
Right.
It really revolves around money and how we spend money, how we loan money and borrow money, and what is everybody's feelings about that? Because sometimes, right when you become a young adult, depending on what your walk of life is, you get into money problems that could last for a decade or more.
That's right. Absolutely.
So it's something we need to pretty important to talk about. How do you feel about that?
Well, I think that people should, and a lot of people are not aware of this. When they get money, they don't know how to save money. And the most important thing about money is saving money, putting money aside. We as American people, we get into a crunch because you never know when things are going to happen. And when they do happen, you don't have that money that is needed. And when you don't have the money that is needed, it takes you to desperation and desire to do whatever it is that has to be done to get that money. They say that the root of money is all evil. Is the love of money,
Greed.
Absolutely, and I strongly believe that.
Yeah, and it's about also how you're brought up with
Right.
money too. Not whether or not you have money or your family has money, but how it's treated. How you think about it, how it's circulated.
Right.
I don't like to say spend money. I like to say circulate because
Right.
that means it comes back to you. You spend it, that means it's gone, right? So I say circulate.
Absolutely. Well, when I was growing up, I didn't know we was broke or not.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
didn't know.
Yeah, as a kid, you don't know.
Absolutely. I didn't know whether we was rich, and I didn't know whether we was poor.
I was pretty sure we wasn't rich.
Because the neighborhood that I stayed in, everybody was just equal. We were the same.
Right, yeah, exactly.
If this family didn't have any sugar and the family next door had flour,
Right.
they was on the barter system.
Right.
You give me a cup of flour, I give you a cup of sugar.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
that's how it operates. So money didn't really play a key role
Right.
in the young children's lives. But as you grow, you begin to experience and understand money.
Yeah, because like you said, that neighborhood, you're all pretty much living in the same
Absolutely.
basic
Right.
means, you know what I mean? So you don't know. I mean, like I said, I knew I wasn't rich because I would see TV and I knew some of my other friends at school had different lifestyles, but we wasn't poor.
Right.
We just didn't have as much as some people.
I'm guessing because we were around the same era that we have some of the same views.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I never
Yeah.
knew I was poor.
Yeah.
I mean, I had family in Carver Homes, Perry Homes. My pop stayed in Bowen Home for a quick second.
Right.
But, I mean, we weren't poor. We were having fun. We were kids. We didn't even think money-wise because we were having fun. We were always outside with each other doing something crazy.
Yeah, absolutely.
But as I got older, like now, I guess because I'm retired military, I don't really think of saving money as much as maybe I should.
Right.
But now I have more focus on investing money, on making money work for me, on trying to make money do business.
Right.
I feel like that. To me, money is like a hammer. I mean, it's nice to have it when you need it, but it's not something that I'm trying to just grab and maintain. It's not like I'm trying to get $1 million and just hold it in the bank.
Right.
I'm trying to get money working for me, trying to get people working for me, so on and so forth. That way, even if I'm asleep, my money's rotating and I have money coming in. I'm generating money. My money is being used to help me.
Right.
A big thing with money is I feel like people have this mentality of where it's like, give me, and push everybody away. And I feel like that's
Right.
a real bad thing in our community, because that barter system we had
Right.
is no longer used.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, the system to where I don't like loaning money, because I feel like if I'm loaning you money, then the purpose of me loaning it to you is so you don't have to ask me for money again.
Yeah.
I hate borrowing money. I mean,
Well-
I get to the point where I don't eat before I ask somebody for money.
Well, I would love to loan money,
Right.
like proper loan money. Like if I had contracts and a business and everything, and I could loan money, I would love to.
Yeah.
But loaning just to some dude or some
Right.
lady
So
that
you
needs
yeah.
gotta
money,
be a
that's different.
lender.
But see,
Right, yeah. If you
Yeah.
can actually be a lender, that's great.
Yeah,
Because you
absolutely,
can
yeah.
make your rates. You know what I mean?
yeah, but that's not even what I'm talking about.
You talking about just day to day kind of stuff.
Yeah, like okay, it only takes like $115, I want to say, to get a business license, right?
100.
Okay, but it doesn't take too much. If I'm loaning somebody money for a business license, cool. If I'm helping you to do something, if you need a book for school, cool.
Right.
But if you need money to, because you trying to go and get some shoes, the new J's came out,
Right.
bro, miss me with that. You know, I ain't mad at nobody if you want the new J's, do you? But on that same note, that's not something that I feel that you need to borrow for.
Yeah, if you borrow money for new J's, then you got other stuff you need to worry
Yeah,
about.
I mean,
Absolutely.
exactly. And I'll help somebody eat, but it's rare that I would just give somebody money to,
Right.
and just say, if you say you hungry, then, you know, hey, I made this, that, and the other, you want a plate, cool.
Yeah.
Right.
But as far as me just giving you $30, $40, no, that just ain't me. That's
No,
not how I
I'm
am.
with you on that, and you can relate, I'm sure, and I'm sure you've seen too. But
Absolutely.
like right outside of military bases, you know how they set up the loan shops and everything.
Yes, definitely.
They pray because they know that
They know that
these
money's
dudes,
coming in.
17, 18, 19 years
Exactly.
old, just getting started. They want to try and impress
You know
whoever
those
they can. and borrow
those payday loans and car
loans.
loan and car title loans and stuff. Some of them charge over 100% interest.
Okay, absolutely. Absolutely.
Hey Angie,
that- is
Angie,
that
we're talking
legal?
about money right now.
Absolutely. I help clients.
My sister's on here. Hey Britt, much love.
Yeah.
Ty Carr is watching. Hey King, Ty Carr is under the
Ty
weather,
Carr, what's up?
so he couldn't be here today. But much love, bruh. King Robert, his car's messed up, so he was trying to get it fixed before he came, but evidently it ran over. We having big fun on TV 1061. Sonia Phillips, hey, Talk Show Diva is in the spot. Watch Talk Show Divas at 6 blah 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 4:30 before we come on. But back to the money. We're talking about money, Angie. We're talking about borrowing, loaning. We're talking about using it, so on and so forth. Like
But you said over 100% interest.
yeah.
Yeah,
Is that legal?
Yeah.
Can you just make it whatever you want and then
Well,
they pay?
Absolutely.
Is it just that like there's got to
There
be
were
some kind
a lot
law.
of
Yeah.
there were a lot of laws in the past that when the new regime came in, actually I want to say it was legal then too though.
No,
But there,
it wasn't at the Fed because Georgia, if you know, Georgia didn't allow payday loans in the state of Georgia. So they were existing from other states. But what people were doing is they was going online.
Yeah.
When the floodgates opened online, the lender the payday loan was in New York or California. But if you went online to do it,
Right.
then you're good. But like Doc said, to piggyback off Doc said, they were charging 50% to 100% interest. You wanna know how I know?
Because you got one.
No.
no, just know
My-
somebody who did.
My company
Yeah.
calls on payday loans.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I know somebody who did that rent a rim,
Absolutely.
and they paid for that rim
yeah, you pay
6
the
times
interest.
over.
Absolutely.
Time out. It sounded like you said rent a rim.
Rim.
Rent a rim,
Rent a rim.
So you
renting rims for
lease
your
the
car.
rims on your car. and pay
Exactly.
off.
No, you ain't paying it off. You can try to pay it off, but it seems like that. Yeah,
Rent a rim.
rent a rim.
Yeah,
I'm not
absolutely.
exaggerating, bro. I swear for goodness, there's shops that rent rims to people, and you'll pay off that rim 6, 7 times over.
So you losing money more than gaining money And what we're trying to let you all understand and know is that if you try to save money, it'll put you in a better position for when you really need it. And if you don't have money, then something is going wrong. I passed, my wife and I was out this weekend, and I know about 3 or 4 businesses was hiring. So people can't really say that, well, I'm broke, I don't have no money, let me borrow this, when you can just go get a job. I found out a long time ago that if somebody asks you, hey, Doc, what you doing? Nothing. Hey, son, what you doing? Nothing. If you ain't doing nothing, then you ain't making no money. You should always be busy.
It takes 2.5 minimum wage jobs to pay rent anywhere in America for a 2-bedroom apartment.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, this brilliant accountant, my sister,
Right.
she says payday loans are meant to be paid in 30 days. After that, it's long term and the
Yeah.
interest is super high.
Super
Exactly.
high.
Hey, Mika,
that's
my
what they're
brothers
making.
are. My brothers are. I don't know what you mean, bro. Rent a rim is no different than rent a center. Oh, I feel you on that one.
Yeah, absolutely.
A lot of
The
times
interest,
people
yeah.
don't realize those
Yeah.
furniture places. They'll say, pay no interest on this whatever for so long, right?
Yeah, 30 days.
So, well, some of it's longer than
some of
that.
them be like
a
9
year.
months, yeah.
But the
Yeah.
thing about it is, you get the furniture and you can pay it down to $5. But
Yeah.
when they charge you interest, they don't pay it on what's left. They pay it on what you owed from the very beginning.
Absolutely.
Yes,
That's
exactly.
how they get you. Absolutely.
Exactly.
Brilliant. That's brilliant.
I should chop you in the throat.
I'm in the wrong business.
So you want to rip off folks?
Absolutely.
Somebody chime in and tell me what a folk is.
This right here. Kimberly Williams, facts. I feel you. Exactly. But we got to stay away from that. Knowing is power. So how are we going to empower ourselves and each other?
And that's what it is. It starts with how you educate
Exactly.
children coming up. Because if you grew up and your parents are renting rims and buying J's when they can't put gas in cars, stuff
Absolutely.
like that, that's what the kid's gonna do.
Exactly.
So you have to
Absolutely.
give that.
But see, that is the value system that we have now.
Yeah,
It's like, in my opinion, and I hate when I stutter. In my opinion, then the music shows you the culture of that day, of that era. And the music today is all about money. I want to collect as much money as I want to,
absolutely.
as I can possibly. And it's not talking about trying to help anybody. It's not trying to love anybody. Not even trying to raise your kids. I mean, I've heard so many songs mention baby daddy, and I ain't saying nothing necessarily is wrong with that per se.
Right.
But
But can we
nobody's
talk
saying-
about family?
Right, yeah.
Can we
Yeah.
talk about being there with each other, trying to make things work, being faithful to each other?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, things are crazy, and our value system is so messed up.
And it's been that way for a long
Yeah.
time, man.
Yeah,
It's
it
been
really
that way for a long
has.
time. Because it's especially here in Atlanta. I mean, we can all speak for Atlanta.
Right.
It's like if you don't show it, you don't have it. That's what a lot of people. That's how a lot
Exactly.
of people
Yep.
live. That's how they live.
Yep, absolutely.
So that's why people. I gotta have this, gotta have that, and if you don't show it, then you feel like people don't know what you have. But why is that so important to people? You know what I mean?
It's crazy to me how people walk around with those thick wads of money.
Right.
Now, I ain't mad at you if that's your thing, but if you get robbed, then that's
Right.
how much money have you lost from that?
Yeah.
And can you afford it really?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I got a card, and I'm pretty sure that card got more than that wad you carry around. Well, depending on who you are.
Right.
I'm just saying. But if somebody
that's the
steals
thing,
that
that's how
card,
people
I'm
feel.
just going to make a phone call and cancel it.
That's how
You
some,
know, I
that's
mean-
how some people feel like
Can't
they have
cancel
to
that
be.
more than money. That's right.
Exactly. Cat Davis, Talk Show Junior, Talk Show Divas, watching. Yeah, something wrong with my tongue today, fellas. I don't know what's going on,
We're
family.
gonna work
But
through it. We're gonna work through it.
yeah.
You carry a wad of cash, mister?
Never.
Thankfully, there are some
Never.
rappers like J. Cole. I feel you on that,
Yeah.
Sonya.
I
I
never
feel
do.
you.
I may go to the bank and take out 220s and 220s or something like that. That's it, because I'm like now, we're in a time now where, if you don't have a credit card, you got a debit card. If you don't have a debit card, you got
Exactly.
a prepaid card.
Right.
If you ain't got a prepaid card, you got a Walmart card.
Bro, if you
Yeah,
rob me,
Apple
you
Pay
gonna
on
get
your
them
phone.
$6
Yeah,
and
exactly. Even Brink sending your card in the mail, and Netspend
I feel you. You see that new Apple credit card. I mean, everybody-
I use Apple Pay for anywhere I can get it.
I feel you on that
Yeah,
one.
absolutely,
I'm
yeah.
trying to get in touch with like T.I., Jay-Z,
Yeah.
Killer Mike. I'm trying to get in touch with these cats to try to see if we can get a bank, a black-owned credit union.
Killer Mike,
I'm
I
just
bet Killer
saying.
Mike.
Hey, what up, bro?
Yeah.
We need a black-owned credit union. I'm just saying.
We gotta take a small break.
Yeah.
Y'all stay with us. We'll be right back. Talk
We
Show
going
Kings.
on break.
Appreciate it. Be right back.
Glenn is wrong.
Are you an artist, a writer of spoken word? Do you have content ready but need exposure? Get to know me. I'm Alicia, host of a new Facebook live stream show called The Flavor, where we promote local and international talent of all genres. Here are some rules and regulations to the videos that we'll be accepting. They must be radio ready, no cursing, no lewd language. You must send us contact information as well as a YouTube link to your video so we can extract it from there. Email us at 1061tv@gmail.com, and we thank you for your time.
Welcome back to Talk Show Kings. Thanks for staying with us. Man, y'all don't know what goes on inside the bricks. But we're gonna keep it rolling. We're talking about money. We're talking about how we spend money, why we treat money the way we do,
Right.
what we
Exactly.
carry. So, and we were talking about wads of cash, and it's funny because, you know, like you said, on videos and on music and everything, people carry, you know, thousands of dollars
Yeah,
in a bankroll.
yeah.
But like you said, if you get robbed,
Exactly.
yeah.
But you know, the
I saw
majority
it,
of
Rob, I
the
can
people that
cancel my
carry
card.
that have bodyguards as well.
Right.
Nah, bro.
You know,
I'm talking
I
regular
would see
people.
rappers and entertainers that stack what they call stacks on deck with bands to make our dance. You know, 40 bands and 50 bands.
no, sir, it's Sunday, please. Sunday, you talking about bands.
I think you're a little out of touch though, man, because a lot of people are
bands.
doing that. People who can't afford to do that is doing that. I actually saw a lady spend her entire check on lottery, trying to win lottery, and then do a GoFundMe for her rent.
Oh, is that
I
right?
swear for goodness, I'm not making that up. Glennis is from Boston. They're trying to bring back rent control. I feel you on that one. Kimberly Williams, hard to talk about family when you have powerful women like Beyonce and Oprah Winfrey telling young ladies they don't need a man. In the meantime, they're going home to theirs. I feel you
I
on
don't
that
think
one.
they said they don't need a man, do they? They may have said you don't necessarily need
I
to
am-
have a husband.
I cannot give you the scoop on Oprah and Beyonce because
Yeah, but I
I've
think-
never heard that person myself. This is my
Anthony
first
Van
time.
Hood, what about owning gold? Kimberly Williams, hi Felix. Anthony, what about owning gold? But owning any commodity, I ain't
Yeah,
mad at you.
absolutely.
Only thing about it though, when you
Yeah.
say owning, do you mean owning stock in it or owning it personally as in whatever? Because again, if you have anything of value,
Mm-hmm.
what happens if, you know, and Lord knows I'm not promoting robbery, but if you get robbed, then
Right,
that's gone.
right,
You know, I mean, to have stock in something, to me, that makes more sense.
What would you even get say if you had enough money? What would you even get a gold bar from?
What would you do if you got one?
Yeah, absolutely. What would you do if you even had one?
I would not know where to purchase a gold bar.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Gold bar. What
But
do
I
you
mean-
use a gold
But I mean,
I
if
know
you
a guy
rob
that
somebody and got a gold bar, what you gonna do with it? You can't take a gold bar to the
Hey,
pawn
got
shop.
this
It's
gold
a-
bar.
brick, you know.
Exactly. Where you go?
I
I
mean,
got
that's
this
it, you
this
know.
diamond, this 18 karat diamond. You know, what am I gonna do with it?
Right. Wait for the right lady, give it to her. I guess? Nah, I ain't giving that. I ain't giving it to 18 karat.
I think
Oh.
that you should invest.
Credit Union of Atlanta is black owned. Thank
invest
you. I
in
appreciate that,
something
Cat.
That's gonna turn your dollar around.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That you
Exactly.
can see a profit in it anyway.
And that's the thing.
Everybody
It
that
comes back.
invest, they want to see their money.
But see,
You know?
think about this, right? Okay, I read of an airline that was buying another airline.
Right.
Now, the airline that was buying, the airline that was being bought, I went and got stock in it immediately. I just put a G in it, right?
Right.
So I got that figuring that these greedy people who built this first one,
Right.
they're going to make that airline profitable.
Profitable. Right.
So when my G doubled to 2G, I took my G back out.
Right.
So now I'm just playing with house money.
That's the way you do it.
Exactly.
Listen to Doc. That's the way you do it. Play
So
with house money if
you-
you're gonna do anything.
But I'm saying you find something that you think is going to appreciate.
Right.
And you don't put more than you can afford in it. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like me putting a G in it wasn't me risking my house, my car, you know, my lights ain't gonna be
Absolutely,
turned
yeah,
off, this, that, and the
yeah.
other. If I could have put 20 G's in it, I would have, but
Right.
I wasn't. I'm not there yet. But you understand my point.
Yeah.
My point
Yeah.
is you figure it out. You got to try to make your money work for you.
That's right.
Right.
Yeah.
Because right now, you know, even though I took my
Right.
G back out, I got close to 3G that I'm
Right.
playing. And that ain't no real money, but still, it's money. It's free money.
real money.
It's
It's
something
real
that I
money.
didn't
Yeah, absolutely.
have that I generated from, almost nothing because
Right.
I took mine back out. And you can do that. If you invest in something, you can take your money back out.
What do you guys feel about people that have these millionaire dreams and they go to Biloxi, Mississippi, or to Alabama, and they go into the casinos? Absolutely.
I feel you on that one.
American dreams. I'm gonna hit the lottery and I'm gonna bring all this money home, and they go and lose $3,000 or $4,000 to these machines, and
Oh,
they're
yeah.
done. Yeah, absolutely.
When I was in the military, this guy, he went to a casino and he
Right.
said he had enough money while he was sitting there. He had enough money to pay off all his debt and still had about $50,000.
Right.
He went there with $400, came back broke.
Broke like the rest of that 50,000.
Broke like all the money he had gone.
yeah.
That 400 was gone, and he took money out of his account.
Yeah,
Gone.
absolutely.
That's
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I see
That's
that
an
happen.
issue.
And he was missing for
Yeah.
a few days. So when he came back, he going to jail because, military, you can't just not show up.
Military. I
Well,
hear that part.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Vegas will get you,
No,
bro.
yeah,
There was one time I went. I sat at a blackjack table for about. It had to be less than 10 minutes.
Is that right?
And lost like almost $200.
And got up.
And I was like,
I was.
that's not even a lot. That's like, to me, this was years ago. And then to me, that was like devastating.
I was
That was like right when I got
Germany.
there. I sat there, I was like,
I was in Germany and I lost $75, and I would cry like, oh, Lord. I felt like somebody had stabbed me in my heart. $75. Yeah, I ain't got to gamble no more ever
more.
again in life. I'm
No
good.
more, no
That $75 hurt my heart.
No more. I
The
know it
age.
did. Oh my
Yeah.
God, I couldn't do it, man.
Yeah, I wasn't broke, but
Yeah.
$75 just gone.
Yeah, just
in
gone.
like 5-10 minutes, just gone.
it don't take long.
Bruh, you can keep that. I ain't with it. Nah.
But yeah, so like we said, it comes back to education, man. And
Right.
hopefully, if you do, when you do have small kids or young kids that
Yeah,
are just
teach
learning
them
about
value of
money,
the dollar.
yeah, man,
Yeah.
and don't splurge on stuff that's unnecessary,
Right.
and have no way to explain why you're doing that. You know
But
what I mean?
do you think parents teach their kids about money?
I think a lot of people do.
You
Yeah,
know,
I try to. Yeah.
I don't
what-
think most do. I think
and-
most should.
In what type of neighborhoods do? Because in low-income,
Affluent.
subsidized
feel you.
neighborhoods,
Yeah.
I do not think that they teach the kids the value of the dollar, because if you don't have the dollar to teach the kid about the dollar,
Right.
then it becomes frivolous and less important. It
Right, and
often
that's the
becomes
thing.
redundant,
And that's the
to a lot of families.
that's the circle that happens too, is because you don't have enough. The parents don't have the money to get what they want, so when they do, they go out and get it, and the money's gone.
Absolutely.
So the kid feels like, well, once I get any money, I'm going to spend it to get what I want.
Exactly.
Right.
Instead of investing it
Right.
to try and make it work for you.
And if you wait until the first of the month on anything,
Yeah.
when the first get here,
Yeah.
by the second, it's done. It's a wrap.
Yeah.
Let's go. You got to
I'm
wait
telling
30
you,
more
man.
days to get something else. So I get that money, I got to pay bills. I got to get this, I got to get that, and I want that Gucci belt. It don't matter because it's knockoff. I got to get them Gucci, them Timbs. I got to get my hair braided, and then you got to start over. So now you say, well, at least I got you some Pampers. And some milk.
Right.
You
You
gonna
start
be
with the
good
basics
30
first.
days.
Yeah.
Exactly. 30 more days.
But see,
so how do you
that's-
teach somebody about the dollar
It's hard- it's
when
hard.
the dollar is
But
pretty
see-
much have eluded you?
That's right.
That's why I feel like that we have our values messed up.
Right.
Because you mentioned Gucci belt.
Yeah.
I mentioned J's.
Yeah.
These are things that we don't need.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
real talk.
Yeah.
Why do we need a Gucci belt?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then like, I tried to make sure that my daughters saw things that I never saw.
Right.
So I don't. Well, at the time I didn't drink much. I still don't drink much.
Right.
But I still never don't smoke.
Right.
But all that money would be saved up. So I made sure my daughter saw Disneyland, saw
Absolutely.
SeaWorld.
Right.
Because I wanted them to know that things like that are attainable. I don't even like house. I would rather live in an apartment complex than a house
Is that
with
right?
kids.
Yeah. Mhm.
Because I just feel like when you have a group of kids, then there's more fun to be had.
Right.
So, but I made sure that my kids, I got a house so my kids saw
Absolutely.
us living in a house. I made sure that every day I got up, put on my uniform, woke them up, kissed them, whatever, left the
Yeah.
house, and I came back
Right.
later in the day. Because I
Right.
wanted them, they didn't necessarily have to know exactly what I was doing,
Right.
but I wanted them to know that everything they had came from me going out working. That me
absolutely.
sitting at the house was not going to provide them the lifestyle that they had. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, I got my first BMW. It was an old beater, and I, you know, it got it had dent in it and green spots on it.
Yeah.
But the engine was good, so I
Right.
got it and fixed it up. So they thought, you know, I had a nice car. They dad
Right,
doing this, that, and the other.
absolutely.
Yeah.
But all of it was to show them that you can have, that there's nothing in this life that's unattainable.
That's right.
And I always told them, I'm never going to try to tell you what to
That's
be,
right.
but I want to make sure that you try to be something. What's the real money? What's www the real money info, Anthony? They don't. Most don't in the African community, in African American community. I feel you. Precious metals, land, and artwork. I feel you on that. Thank you for telling us about stuff to invest. If you listen to 444, when Jay-Z was talking about the property in Dumbo that he could have got, and he also talked about artwork that he purchased, things that appreciate and value, you know.
I never thought about artwork, to be honest.
I
never thought about-
never thought about it.
Oh, one of my good friends,
Yeah.
Aaron Reed, he's an
Yeah.
artist, and
Yeah.
I have some
Yeah.
pictures by him. He has this one
Keep it,
picture
save
that
it,
I
yeah.
definitely plan on getting
Yeah.
from him one day if he ever sells it. It's called The Tree of Life, and I tell you that
Yeah.
thing is great. Art by Aaron Reed. If you want to see art, Aaron is a beast. I'm telling you. But he has a picture called The Tree of Life that I want so bad. If I ever come into some real bread, I'm
Yeah.
gonna buy that picture because I
A
love
lot
it.
of entertainers and artists are buying art. I was watching this thing on Iggy Azalea, and she bought a piece of art that she paid $80,000 for over in where she's from. But to get it back over here, she had to go through customs, and she had to pay another $25,000 just to get it from New Zealand back over here, and she paid it. Now that piece of art, and I look, man, it's probably about the ugliest piece of art you ever want to see, but it has a world class artist, you know, who did it, and to her, it's worth $80,000.
Hey,
Yeah.
So man, you keep it 4 or 5 years and build some equity in it,
Right.
and sell it for $150,000.
Well, see, I saw T.I. and I give much props to the man. We from the same block,
Right,
but
absolutely.
I give shots out to him because he's not only an artist, he made his money in entertainment.
Right.
Now he's venturing out, and I like that about him. Just like Jay-Z,
Yeah, yeah.
Puffy, all the cats who are venturing out into other things, and I'm really hoping that they transfer that knowledge they have into others. I hope that if I ever get in touch with Farrakhan, I'm gonna ask him, can we get some black scholars to rewrite some history books? And I'm not saying to make it seem like all black people are wonderful and queens and kings and this, that, and the other, because that's just not true. There are idiots in the black community just like every other
Right, but
community.
there's a lot that's overlooked.
But there's so much
Yeah.
of history, American history, that we have contributed to that you won't find,
That's
that
right.
you just don't see. And I want the history book to tell the truth. I want, you know, because we can take pride in all the things that we've done here.
Right.
I mean,
What's the
people
deal
don't,
with sorry to cut you off. What's the deal with the Harriet Tubman $20 bill?
man, they've been talking about it
Yeah,
coming and then
they
going and coming
delayed
and
it,
coming
yeah.
and
They
then
delayed it again. It's
Yeah,
later.
Well, you know,
delayed
Trump
it
ain't.
again. Absolutely.
I was gonna say,
You know
if
how I
that
feel
happens
about
during this
Trump.
administration, I'd be
Yeah, you know how I feel about Trump. So yeah,
Yeah, I know he's your butt draw.
hey, gotcha. Don't get sucked in the
Oh,
draw.
he.
Check out Dr. B. He's in the ATL Powerful Brother. Got you. Hey, Sheila Dawson. We appreciate you. I don't know if I spoke to Mika, but I saw you said something earlier. Hey, Mika. Where was I going? Oh, when we got here, we were brought here
Right.
to as a commodity, as a piece of property. We were brought here to make wealth.
Right.
America would not be nearly as great if it was not for slave labor. If it wasn't for that cotton that we
Yeah.
generated so many billions of dollars,
Yeah.
you know, for America, that was
Right.
free labor, America wouldn't be what it is. Then when we were released, we were not a commodity anymore.
Right.
Because now we're the best at welding, we're the best at building, we're the best at, you know, moving, shaping wood and whatnot, carpentry, because that's what we did every day, all day.
Right.
But now we're competing for that money instead of making the money for somebody else.
Yeah.
That's why they don't want those college athletes to make money.
Yeah.
Because if they make money, now they're not just giving money to those people who have those $1 million salaries.
Right.
Absolutely.
Now, you know, they're making
Yeah.
money off of the things they do. No,
Wouldn't
they
it be
like
nice
that.
if the electricians of America, they're part of a union called the IBEW,
Mm-hmm.
which is preservedly ran by Caucasian men. Imagine if all the black electricians
Electricians.
would have got together and formed their own IBEW. where that will put us job-wise and where we will be at.
I feel you on that.
Instead of, you have to go through this guy and go through this guy of the other race to get a job. And these jobs, electricians make $24, $30 an hour on some assignments.
Yeah.
But guess what? If you are a white president over at IBM, you're giving the first picks to your own race.
Think about this. Byron Allen, and
Right.
I'm liking him a lot.
Right.
But Byron Allen said he was talking to a Caucasian male who's a friend of his, and he was like, the guy was like, why is it that ownership is so important to you instead of just partnership?
Right.
And Byron was saying, well, think about this for a second. You have daughters just like I do. Would you like for me to be the sole provider of the images your daughter sees of herself?
Right.
Byron was like, the guy immediately said no. He was like, well, that's the same for me. I need to own things because I need my daughters to see the image that I see of them.
Right.
And I'm saying that we need to do that with money. We need to see
Right.
us having money and not just blowing it, not just making it rain,
Yeah,
but
all
going
the
out
time.
buying
Yeah,
properties.
yeah.
But Ray J, he had that. He has a records and whatnot. But I remember he had that club up in Vegas. I've been there a couple times. That was swinging.
Mm-hmm.
But now he has Raycom, and I
Right.
want to say he made like $10 million in less than a year.
Right. Mhm.
I
He
mean,
sold it.
come on, that
He
shows
sold
you
the company
our.
or just from
No, he
He
didn't
sold
sell
it,
it. That's from
yeah.
sales. That's from
Right.
him
Those
doing
are-
his thing.
yeah.
Okay.
But I'm saying that we need to teach that. We need to have that
Right.
widespread. There was this kid I met a long time ago who he designed the clothes, and he used, I'm not gonna say the kind, but he used a candy to color the clothes. He designed it, and he had a brand called La Paw. And I wish that kid, hey, wherever you are, you need to contact somebody and get
Right.
your clothing line out because it was genius. But he already has his marketing down. If he can get those clothes manufactured, I'm saying, why don't we have that avenue?
Right.
You know, where these kids can take their ideas and boom. And don't look at that it's an idea thing and they show the caveman.
Right.
Less than 1%
Yeah,
of people
yeah, I
who
saw
go with
that.
them.
That patent.
Exactly, patent.
patent,
Exactly.
yeah.
Less than 1%
Yeah.
of people who go with them actually make money.
Right.
So, they'll ask you for all these
Yeah.
$1,000 and show
You
you,
know, that's who did
a
George
few.
Foreman's
What's
grill.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But that's cool.
Yeah, that's where he started out. Yeah.
Dolores, how you doing? Sorry, I'm just chiming in. Hello, Kings. Hey, Dolores peoples. We don't mind. Thank you for joining us. Better late than never. Just join in the conversation. Oh, we're talking about money. Just in case anybody who wasn't there is there now. We're talking about money.
Right.
The ins, out, the spending. We're talking about pride. We're talking about culture. And we're talking about how money affects it, really. You know?
Yeah, because, and we all know this too, historically how different ethnicities of people, Chinese, Korean,
Mm-hmm.
Jewish, they spend money and create jobs, create businesses within
Exactly.
their own
Right.
community.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's not even, that's good. I think that's
Yeah,
a good thing,
yeah,
right?
I do too. I'm
But-
not knocking anybody for
Right,
that.
so,
Right.
but it's always, not always, but some people have things to say when black people want to
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
create their own things. Like, oh,
Fool
what
around
about
and-
all-inclusive and all that? It's okay
Right.
to be all-inclusive, but it's also okay to embrace your own community first.
Hey, you know how I feel
absolutely.
about chocolate and caramel women. Lord, yes, Lord.
Right.
But for me to say that, some people feel like, I'm discriminating or this, that, and the other. And I'm like, no, because if an Irish man said that Irish women are the most beautiful to him, it's not a problem. So why is it a problem that I feel like caramel and chocolate is the most beautiful to me? I'm just saying. I mean, pride in self. With that, though, we got to have knowledge of self,
Right.
and we got to help each other. And that's where Martin Luther King was not assassinated because of his I Have a Dream speech.
Right.
Martin Luther King was assassinated because of his To America speech. And if you don't believe that the government had something to do with Martin Luther King's
Right.
assassination, then look at, I don't say Philly, because within 5 minutes of his assassination, they had tanks, they had the National Guard and all this out in the streets
Right.
to stop riots. They knew it was going to be a riot. How did they know that beforehand?
Right.
How did they know that beforehand unless they knew he was about to be killed?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean,
Or at least an attempt.
exactly.
Yeah.
But my point is that he was killed when he was saying that we need a economic system to help us.
Yeah.
We
do
need
we
to-
have that economic system right now today? Do we have an economic system?
I don't think that the system is established, but
Right.
I do think we have more people breaking through to financial
Okay.
success.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, we have a few billionaires now, but are those billionaires able to spread that knowledge? You know, because I'm not saying that a billionaire is going to just start giving out money. I wouldn't even ask that, because you don't want to make anybody dependent on you.
Right,
but giving out
absolutely.
knowledge,
Yeah.
how you can become
see
this, that, and the
that,
other.
yeah.
And everybody's not going to do it through entertainment. I'm sorry to say, it's just the truth.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
mean, right now that is the booming
Right.
industry.
So you all please stop listening to these rappers. A rapper is signed a record deal. He's giving royalties. Those royalties could exceed up to $2 million or $150,000. So they can go out and spend a check and get it right back. You can't go out and spend a check and get it right back. It take you 2 weeks to get paid, or sometimes a month. So you got to be aware of what you have and understand that you're not an entertainer yet. You're not a rapper yet. So you can't spend on the same level as these entertainers and these rappers do, or your neighbor down the street that may have money every month. You got to understand that if you're living in a subsidized situation, you're living a subsidized lifestyle. If you're just living in a situation that you can do better, then do better. But you got to save money and have a common equality about saving money to better your lifestyle.
But even if, and that's a great point, but even if you're, no matter how much money you make, you
Right.
should make common sense economic
Judgments,
decisions.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
The thing
There's
about it,
different
though,
levels of them, but
do we know what common sense economic
that's the thing.
decisions are?
That's the thing. Everybody
Because,
doesn't know.
you know, we're taught in school, at least I was taught in school, the basics, English, math, all the way up to trigonometry. However, I wasn't taught economics until college. I mean, why not? You know,
Yeah.
why aren't we teaching kids, you know, how to get money in, how to take money out, you know, what to spend money on,
Yeah.
what's valuable, what's not
Right.
valuable.
Yeah.
And
We're gonna-
it's not valuable that we got to go to this break.
Yeah, I was saying, hold that thought. We'll be right back. We're going to take another break. Talk Show Kings.
Hi, I'm Chief Gary Sparks with the Douglasville Police Department. Today we want to give you some safety tips concerning traffic stops. Take a look.
So you look in your rear view mirror and see flashing blue lights. What do? Remain calm. Yield to the right and pull your vehicle over into an off-road area that is safe for both you and the officer. Put your car in park. Remove your foot from the brake and turn the radio off. Remain in your vehicle. Have your driver's license readily available for the officer. Keep your hands on the steering wheel, visible for the officer at all times. If you need to retrieve any items from the interior, explain what you're reaching for to the officer and avoid any sudden movements. Rolling the window down completely establishes a level of trust with the officer and allows for ease of interaction during the routine traffic stop. Be courteous and polite. Be cooperative and willing to follow the officer's instructions. During a routine traffic stop, the officer will return to his vehicle to run the tag and driver's license verification and complete a citation if one is necessary. Once the officer returns and approaches your vehicle, whether or not a citation or warning is issued, please remain calm, courteous, and cooperative. Sign the citation acknowledging you agree to appear in court, and do not dispute the citation with the officer. The officer will give you a court date to explain or defend your infraction.
Okay, ma'am. Like I told you, I did clock you at 51 in a 35 mile per hour speed zone. I did issue a citation, okay? This here is going to be your court date. I just need a signature from you stating that you received a copy of this citation, okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. Here's your driver license.
Thank you.
Along with a copy of the citation, okay? You have any questions or concerns for me?
No, sir.
Okay, well, you have a nice day, okay?
Thank you. You
Thank
too.
you.
Following these few simple steps will help ensure a safe interaction for both you and the officer.
I hope these few tips help you as it relates to dealing with law enforcement and traffic stops. Not only in traffic stops, but in all encounters with law enforcement. We hope that all our encounters are safe for the citizens as well as for our officers. Again, we want you to be safe, and if you have any problems with the Douglasville Police Department, don't hesitate to give us a call and make your concerns known. I would add that Georgia is a right to carry state, and we hope that if you are carrying, that on these traffic stops and all encounters, please let the officer know that you are carrying. This will ensure your safety and our officers' safety. Thank you, may God bless you, and may God keep our community safe. We are one.
Welcome back to Talk Show Kings. Thanks for staying with us. We're going to switch gears a little bit here with the topics. We want to bring up the passing of a comedic actor,
Absolutely.
a
Yes,
comedian
yes,
legend,
yes.
Mr. John Witherspoon. Bang, bang, bang.
Coordinate.
Got
Just,
to coordinate.
yeah, got to coordinate. Just, yeah.
Wanted to
Make you
give
some,
him
some furry earrings. Coordinate.
yo, he was one of the funniest old dudes, man. Yeah, he was funny.
Yes.
But I think he did. I was reading about his career. He did a lot more than I knew about. Like I know him from Friday, and even Martin's show back in the day.
Right.
But I mean, he did a lot of stand up when he was younger.
Yeah,
he did
yeah,
a lot of
yeah.
stuff that a lot of people didn't really know about.
He was on the Richard Pryor show.
Yeah.
Richard Pryor show,
Yeah, Richard Pryor had a TV show back in the day.
like a talk show.
Like a skit, like a living color kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
Didn't last long because it's Richard Pryor. But yeah, he did. He had it was him, Marsha Warfield, Robin Williams, the dude who played on WKRP in Cincinnati as the DJ. Yeah, Richard Pryor show. He was on that too. He was
Robin
younger
Williams. Robin Williams, the white Robin Williams.
then. Yeah, the only Robin Williams I know of.
That's the only one I knew.
That's famous.
That
Yeah.
makes it Mr. Richard Pryor with me. I didn't.
Yeah, man. Hey, Richard Pryor. He was a triple A
He's
mojo
been
handler.
around a lot of years. Did
Oh,
a
yeah.
lot of things. You know, our hearts goes out to that family. From my understanding, he was married with 2 adult sons, and our deepest sympathy go out to his family. He died a sudden death. You know, he had did an interview 6 days prior to his death with Charlemagne the God.
Okay.
And 6 days after that, you know, he passed away
Is that right?
suddenly. Yeah.
Okay.
So he wasn't wasn't sick, wasn't ill or anything.
Okay.
I just, when it's your time to go, you're gonna go.
Yeah, that's for
Ain't that the
sure.
truth?
Man.
He was still doing shows. I remember.
Yeah, absolutely.
I saw an interview with him. I don't know if it was the one with Charlemagne, but I remember seeing an interview with him, and he was talking about how he was staying in the best hotels and everywhere he went, how people showed him love. And I thought it was great. I mean, I remember him as Pops on the Marlon and Sean Wayne show.
Give me
The
a
Wayne.
love,
Yeah.
love.
He used to wear the white shoes.
Yes, sir.
Marsha Warfield was on that too. Now that I think about it, she was the cop.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, that was
No, that was a lady from Amen. You know, when Sherman Hansen played in Amen, George Jefferson. Remember, he played in it with Clifton Davis.
right. So
And he was her preacher. That was
Wait. You telling me that one Marsha Warfield? You right.
his daughter. Wasn't his daughter on the show?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, you
Right.
right.
Look like a young Marsha Warfield. Though.
Yeah, she been a lot of movies.
Oh, and then his breakout probably was Boomerang.
Yeah, Boomerang.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because that's where the Bang 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 came from.
right.
Yeah,
He had the jacket. Inside the jacket with the cord.
the mushrooms.
Right, and remember him in A Vampire in Brooklyn.
I don't remember that.
You remember he was the landlord over
Yeah.
Vampire in Brooklyn. You know, he stayed in an apartment building with who was that Eddie Murphy made his aunt?
The flip glass, Wayne. Kadeem Hardison. Yeah.
He was in Wayne's uncle in Vampire in Brooklyn.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he was. He'll be missed.
Yeah, truly
He'll be missed for sure.
Yeah, truly missed.
And it got me to thinking though, who's y'all's favorite? Not necessarily a comedian, stand-up comedian, but
Right.
comedic actor. Because I know there's a long list of them that come to mind for me.
Oh yeah.
man. But
Older,
he's
I would
trying
have to go with Red Fox. I wasn't a fan of Red Fox's stand-up at all. But to me, Sanford and Son is still hilarious. And it was made back in like '74.
They still run the show.
Oh, yes.
I haven't seen it in forever.
Yeah.
I still scroll sometimes. I haven't watched it.
I still watch it, and it's still hilarious to me, Sanford. And it's very few plots. It's just him and Lamont being him and Lamont.
and the big dummy.
The stuff he says is so funny to me still.
I like Robin Williams the short time that we had to enjoy him. You know, I think we enjoyed Robin Williams maybe 3 or under 5 years, you know, when he blew up and then he died.
Yeah,
you know,
Baby Kids and in Class, not Class Act.
Absolutely.
House Party.
House Party, yeah.
Yeah, he was Kid's dad in House Party.
Okay,
And who we just going acting then? Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, you got to get Eddie his.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. For
Martin.
Sure.
Because Martin show.
Martin Lawrence.
Yeah.
Even though he was again started with stand up and all that, but I mean the Martin show, that's got to be one of my top 3 shows ever as far as sitcom.
Yes.
Martin, he used to do What's Happening Now. I remember that. He wasn't real popular on that though. He was he was a bus boy.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, in
I
a
definitely
restaurant.
remember that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Bruh, you know how my memory is. Like I remember everything, but I can't put a time on nothing. Can't put a timestamp on nothing.
It's a long list.
Oh yeah.
Of black comedians that, like I said, I started off.
It
with
ain't
Red
just black,
Fox
cause
started off with. I'm taking my people right now.
Oh, gotcha. Cause
that started off comedian because it wasn't easy being a black
Oh,
comedian.
yes.
You know,
True that.
because
True
of
that.
all the white comedians that started out. You know, then they're a lot because if you remember when comedians first start, the comedians had to come through the back door. They had to always perform last.
Okay.
You know,
Dick Gregory.
Absolutely.
Dick Gregory was the first African American comedian that said, "I will not play, backstage or whatever." And he would come out and sit in front of a white audience and do his joke.
Absolutely.
And really, he was the first elected black president. People just don't.
Tough back then in those days.
Dick Gregory, he ran for president and he won.
Yeah.
But they recounted the votes because there ain't nowhere in the world back then they was gonna have when they recounted the votes he lost.
Wasn't quite ready for that.
Yeah, but they wasn't. Dadgummit, Flip Wilson and the Flip Wilson show.
Yeah,
he the one who really popularized men in dresses, which I ain't mad at him, but come on, that
You still ain't come around to that yet,
I ain't with it. I ain't mad at Flip, I ain't mad at Martin, I ain't mad at Jamie. I mean, it was funny. It's just not my thing. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
I forgot about Jamie Foxx too.
Oh yeah, on In Living Color, the later years in Living Color when he was doing Wonder.
You know, now the comedians are doing a backlash on dressing up as a woman, and they're saying that it damaged their careers. If you remember the movie Big Mama 2, Martin played in it, and the young guy, his name is, he played beside Martin, and he had on a dress too. Remember, he was going to college and he was dating this young girl, and he wanted to be an FBI agent, so him and Martin solved the crime together. Both of them wore dresses. And in that, Cat Williams told him, man, don't wear no dress, you're going to put you, you're going to stereotype. But when somebody giving you a $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 check, you're going to put on the dress and the makeup. And he did it. So now he's coming out now saying he wished he would have listened to Cat Williams and he should have never wore a dress in that Big Mama 2.
Steve Urkel, he said the first time he did the female. I can't think of her name, but the first time he did it, he cried.
Something like that, Layla. Yeah, in Family Matters.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Lila, something like that.
No, you keep saying Lila. No, that ain't it. Stop saying it. It's gonna pop in my head because he was crazy about Eddie Well. But he said he cried, and his dad said never again. But then when he went to school and all his friends was telling him, you know, how great of a job he did, and so on and so forth, he didn't mind. He did, but my thing is I don't want to knock anybody for it. I'm not trying to say anything negative about anybody. You do what you choose to do. You know, I don't think any less of Tyler Perry for wearing a dress.
Absolutely.
It's just not my thing. You know.
Absolutely.
I mean, I don't blame brothers for smoking weed, but I'm not gonna get high. You know,
Absolutely.
that's just not me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I ain't mad at you. Do you,
But you
bro?
know, since Tyler Perry wore that dress and he became this iconic role
Oh, yeah.
as Medea, if you try to watch him in a serious role, like the movie he did where he was a detective.
Yes, exactly.
It's hard to watch
It just didn't fit. It didn't.
So that means you get typecast. He
Yeah.
Medea for the rest of his life.
That's right.
And that's what he don't want.
And see, that's what he
Yeah.
wants. So instead of doing that, he went behind the camera. You know, prime example, and we love him to death on the Beverly Hillbillies, but he could never get a role, and that's Max Baer. Max Baer played Jethro.
Okay.
Jethro could never get a role in Hollywood to the movie as a lead actor or anything because when people saw him, they saw Jethro.
Jethro, but
Exactly.
Cole from Martin. Same with him.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
he was playing that real dumb role, and
Yeah.
he was saying like he auditioned for the boy who was being abused, who joined the Navy,
Antoine Fisher.
Antoine Fisher.
Yeah.
He auditioned for that and
Yeah.
didn't get the role because
Yeah.
people just couldn't see him as
Yeah,
a serious, whatever.
absolutely.
Bird noises.
Yeah, yeah.
But see, you can't. How can you knock somebody for stuff like that? You know, I mean, he
It's
was
just- That's what if you create that character and it gets real popular, that's just who people associate.
exactly.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
glad.
Fight to get out of it.
Absolutely.
Taraji was able to escape it, and I'm glad because initially when she was baby boy, she
Baby
was
boy,
just super
yeah.
ghetto.
Yeah.
You know, and
But
some
she
of her
still always has like even her.
when she was a
eyebrows-
mathematician, she wasn't.
Huh?
When she was that mathematician,
Fingers.
yeah, she
Oh.
wasn't. She wasn't there.
When she was in Hidden
Taraji
Figures.
P. Henson's in it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, she worked at NASA. It was a true story of 3 women
Yeah.
who came work for NASA.
She said that they had her doing all this math.
Yeah.
She was like, I can't do
Yeah.
math, but I can act. So you tell me what to say. And I said,
Yeah, Taraji,
and I
Taraji was
said,
the one that eventually married the guy from the military. Yeah.
yeah.
All right. But yeah, so just to talk about him,
Comedians.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
lots of comedians. Yeah.
Tim
absolutely.
Conway. Tim Conway on the Carol Burnett show.
Carol Burnett show, man.
Man, when I tell you, I used to laugh at that dude so hard, I had to stop.
Yeah.
Tim was funnier than Harvey to me.
Yeah.
Tim, when he used to do that slow walking and talking, man,
Harvey Keitel.
have you ever seen the Carol Burnett show?
Carol Burnett show?
I'm not
Man.
calling y'all old.
Yeah.
Man,
I'm just saying. I never
hey.
seen Carol Burnett show.
Yeah. Your TV didn't work unless you squirrel down the antenna.
When you grew up in Macon and you only had 2 channels, you watch Hee Haw, the Carol Burnett show, and Porter Wagon.
I can't.
Y'all had 2 TV channels?
I can't
2
join in on
TV
this
shows.
conversation.
Wow.
We had cable there, you know.
Okay, we had cable either, but we had like 2, 5,
No, we have
11,
all that. I'm
8.
in Macon, Georgia now. We had Carol Burnett, Hee Haw, the Porter Wagon show,
Oh, I remember Hee Haw, but I can't tell you nothing on it.
and the Grand Ole Opry, and the Grand Ole
I remember
Opry.
that. I remember that theme song because I thought that was funny, but I would turn it shortly after the theme song.
Audience, I'm not sure what the hell they're talking about. Hee-haw and all
Talk about
that
TV
stuff.
shows, man. TV show.
No.
And don't act like you that much younger than me. Come on now.
It must be regional.
It's probably
There
reasonable.
was no hee-haw in Philly when I was growing up.
I believe
As far
you.
as I know. Somebody correct
I
me
believe
if I'm
You
wrong.
don't remember Lou, Miss Style,
Your singer's not going to make me.
Actually, I don't remember that either. Sound like you in pain, bro, but I ain't mad at you.
Man.
Oh. But, yeah. So did y'all have Andy Griffith at least?
I remember that, but I remember that as reruns like
Oh, got
more
you.
recently. I never saw original shows of those things.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't see original. Hell, it was black and white. It was original. It was a rerun back then, you know. I mean, I'm pretty sure when I watched the Severance Son, it was a rerun.
And
But
the Griffin go off, Gold Pie come on.
yeah, I remember Going Pile too. Yeah,
Back when TV went off. Huh?
exactly.
Exactly.
I remember waking up, you hear the national anthem, that they know you got white noise in the TV.
Yeah, that's it.
Ain't no more of that no more.
That's it. The
Oh, you guys are telling your age. Hey,
boy.
Erica, you either got 2
Yes.
options. Either you get old or you die. Right now, I take getting old, so you know. Ain't that the truth?
Oh,
But
so the list of comedians go on
and on and on.
It's just going, and there's going to be more to come.
I
But
really
John
don't-
Witherspoon was a great actor. We're
Yes.
going to miss him. You know, if they was to ever do a Friday sequel, I don't know who they would get to play him again.
Exactly.
Who do you think they would get to play Pop?
You said a Friday sequel?
I think they would have his funeral or something. Just say he passed.
Yeah.
And just get his wife on the show
Who
to like
would
talk about it.
possibly get to play him though? None other. I mean, I just can't think about it.
I can't think. I don't. Because I was told that they trying to get everybody
Right.
to do a last one.
Right. They had asked Chris Tucker to come back before
Yeah.
they got Mike Epps, and Chris was working on another project. The reason he didn't come back, but they asked him, would he come back, and he didn't say no. You know, I think Chris Tucker, Ice
But
Cube.
I thought Ice Cube was trying to get everybody. Chris Tucker,
Yeah,
Chris Tucker, Mike Epps, Damon, Sticky Fingers.
Yeah.
Trying to get all of them to come back. Cat Williams.
Yeah.
Because you know, Cat Williams really blew up with Friday.
Yeah.
Because before Friday,
Pimp
Cat
Down,
was
Pimp Down.
the Cat and the Hat. I saw him on Def Comedy Jam, I want to believe. I want to say I saw him here live.
Right.
But he was the Cat and Hat. He was funny, but he wasn't nearly as funny as when he started doing the whole pimping show.
Right.
That's when he really got. Yeah. Let me put some pimping in it.
That's where you love
and,
for sure.
and the Boondocks. A pimp named Slickback. Okay, Mr. Slickback. No, a pimp named Slickback. That's what I said, Slickback. And that's John Witherspoon and Cat Williams.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, Slickback. No, you gotta say the whole thing like a Tribe Called Quest.
You know, he was on also Russell Simmons' Def Comedy Jam.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
No, John Witherspoon.
Oh, no, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yo, you get home this evening, anytime, just pull up Def Comedy Jam, pull up John Witherspoon. It had a nice show. Had a matter of fact, I think they gave him a standing ovation. I watched it the other night. I saw they did when they was following his life and everything, and they was did a trailer of it. And I said, I didn't know he was on Def Comedy Jam, but yeah, he was on.
You know, the best comedians seemed like they were on that show. I
Yeah,
remember
yeah.
Dave Chappelle.
Right.
I remember
All of them
Chris
saw it,
Tucker.
yeah.
I remember
Joe Torre.
Yeah, Joe Torre became the host for a small period of time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Bernie Mac. Yeah. Bernie Mac, when he came on it, he tore it up. I mean, because the person that came on before Bernie Mac, like, bombed big time.
Yeah.
And then Bernie came
Bernie
out
had
with
that-
that.
that-
I ain't scared of you, mother.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Chris Tucker had on the back of his hat the black.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was like 94, 95.
Yeah,
Way back
yeah.
then.
Yeah. But when Russell Simmons came out with Def Comedy Jam, he opened the door for so many
did.
comedians.
He sure did.
Yeah.
We gotta take one more break. Appreciate y'all staying with us. We'll be right back. Talk Show Kings.
Are you an artist, a writer of spoken word? Do you have content ready but need exposure? Get to know me. I'm Alicia, host of a new Facebook live stream show called The Flavor, where we promote local and international talent of all genres. Here are some rules and regulations to the videos that we'll be accepting. They must be radio ready, no cursing, no lewd language. You must send us contact information as well as a YouTube link to your video so we can extract it from there. Email us at 1061tv@gmail.com, and we thank you for your time.
So many Black lives incarcerated. So many Black lives silenced. When will we stop the madness?
Hi, I'm Harry Lennox, and you're watching TV 1061, your global network.
Hi, this is Bill Duke, and you're watching TV 1061, your global network.
TV 1061, conceptualizing your ideas across the world and beyond.
Back to Talk Show Kings. Thanks for staying with us. Having a good time today with the fellas today. We've got one last segment here. We want to make sure we encourage your participation. We thanks for everybody sending emails sending messages on the Facebook page.
Most definitely.
Appreciate y'all.
Yes.
But anyway, we're going to keep it going. We're just talking about the most impactful comedians of this last generation. We mentioned John Witherspoon and his passing, and how he's going to be missed, and who we compared him to amongst comedians.
How can we talk about impact without talking about Kevin Hart?
Absolutely.
Kevin Hart is the biggest name in comedic acting right now.
Right.
In stand-up, it will have to be Dave Chappelle. But in acting, definitely Kevin. And Kevin is opening up doors for other comedians, because you know he brought Tiffany Haddish on. Right. So I definitely have to give him credit, where credit is due.
Yeah.
And that accident, like, he was in an accident and somebody else was driving, and Kevin was like, that's my friend. I'm not trying to sue them or nothing like that.
Yeah,
I got to give big props to him for that.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It took him a minute to get back on his feet. He had to have surgery. A lot of people would have tried to take advantage of that. I'm finna sue the crap out. But Kevin was like,
and it was just an accident.
My friend.
They claimed that the young guy, the gentleman that was driving the car, was sort of in a reckless type of stage of handling the vehicle, and that Barracuda, without Kevin had under the hood, had some power, and it could get away from anybody, which it did. But when you're driving recklessly and you have a high-powered performance car such as that, by the grace of God, they're lucky that didn't anybody get killed. And Kevin Hart could have sued his friend, but he didn't. So props out to having a friend that won't sue you.
Yeah.
Speaking of Kevin Hart, people are suing their best friends.
Oh, without hesitation, right?
Can we sue being on railroad to stop that daggone train? While we on the show,
that's a sound check. We're trying out some new technology.
But it's funny with Kevin Hart though. It's funny because I like him in movies. I like to watch his movies. But his stand-up, I never got into a stand-up.
I'm like that with Martin. Martin Lawrence show, I love that show, and I crack up. But when I see him doing stand-up, it's just not funny to me. I was telling some friends of mine, Eddie Murphy, like they saying he about to release a new stand-up, and I want to see it. But no offense to Eddie Murphy, he's a great comedian. He really is. But to me, I love Delirious. I didn't like Raw, but it was about Eddie Murphy. I wouldn't put him in the same category as Richard Pryor and Dave Chappelle.
And Eddie Murphy's another one. I like his movies. I don't necessarily love his stand-up.
His stand-up to me was more like childish. I mean, talking about crap and people farting and all this. I mean, that's like a kid level.
Well, I tell you what, Netflix has invested in him that they think his stand-up going to work because they gave him $60 million.
People are going to watch.
I mean, he is Eddie Murphy, so whatever he does, people are going to watch it.
Keep in mind that when Eddie Murphy was doing Raw and Delirious, he talked about gays a lot.
Oh yeah.
Now, you can't do that now. A lot of stuff he was saying then, you can't say now.
You can't go home that AIDS on your lip. He say something like that, he might not ever be on TV again.
He roasted gay people.
Oh yeah.
But look at Chappelle's last one. Chappelle went there for LGBT, he talked about that for a whole
safely.
No, not always. Yeah, he says some stuff. Well, he Dave Chappelle. I mean,
but that's the thing. We talked about it before, man. If you're a comedian, if you watch a comedian,
right,
you know who they are.
Right.
Nobody's forcing you to watch them. It's jokes.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
If you go to a comedy club and you buy a ticket to get in, then you just about open up to whatever.
Exactly.
But if you don't want to get Joan on. You know, when I first moved here from Macon, I came up here and we were talking about cracking on somebody, and they thought I was just the countryest thing they ever lived.
You was.
I found out what Joan it was. You know?
Yeah, we Joan, played Doug and all that kind of stuff.
So when you go to comedy club, you don't get Joan, especially if you're sitting out in the front.
Oh yeah.
And you got off something crazy. My neighbor, good friend of mine, which is Bruce, the comedian Bruce.
Yeah.
Bruce gonna get you. You know, he gonna tell you I'm gonna get you, boy. He funny. He real fun. I like Bruce. Yeah, absolutely.
I was never a fan of Kevin Hart's.
Never.
But yeah, he's good at movies though. But like, have you ever seen what was it Jumanji? I think it was Jumanji. The one with The Rock.
Yeah.
Man, that thing was funny. They had me going in that movie.
They just finished filming 2 too.
I like. Well, that was 2 because the first one was Robin Williams.
Well, I mean, it was still the first
one with him and The Rock.
It wasn't, yeah.
So that would be 3.
No, the sequel with just Kevin Hart and The Rock.
Yeah, but it's the name of the movie is Jumanji.
Though. It was just a remake of the first
It was a
one.
remake. It wasn't a sequel to Robin Williams' Jumanji.
They got a whole than a remake.
Well, I thought a remake was you did the same thing, just different actors. That whole storyline was different. That wasn't the same storyline.
It was just a different game. It was a
the storyline on Robin Williams was not the storyline on The Rock.
I don't know what it was. I know they just filmed a second version of it.
But don't forget, Eddie Murphy just did Dolomite. Thank you, Erica.
Yeah.
I watched that 2 times the first day it came out. It had me rolling.
I'm talking about the Eddie Murphy version? It's already out?
Yeah, it's out on Netflix.
Okay.
I watched it twice the first day it came out.
So it's not going to be at the movies. It's on Netflix.
Right.
Gotcha.
And she's saying that they're doing Coming to America 2.
Yeah, that's what they auditioned for now.
I think they're doing Coming to America 2 and another real popular movie at Tyler Perry Studio.
Yeah.
You know Tyler Perry Studio is the biggest single studio?
Yeah,
like it's bigger than the other 3 major combined.
I was just reading about that.
Yeah.
And the DNC's the Democratic
National Convention
debates
gonna
are going to be there. Yeah.
Right. Also, the Steve Harvey pageant that he do, it's going to be there.
What?
Gotcha. Miss Universe?
Yeah, Miss Universe pageant.
Cool.
Be there.
Southwest side, boy.
Well, see, the thing I like about Tyler Perry again is Tyler Perry went to the city council, I believe, and told them that he would buy that as long as they invested money to get the community up. And he bought the property and they didn't, and he checked them on it. Like, I spent all this money. Y'all said y'all was going to spend at least so and so many $1 million. And I'm not talking about just giving contracts to your friends. I'm talking about actually getting this community up. So I got to give big shots out to Tyler for that.
For sure.
Fort McPherson.
Yeah, Fort Mac.
Yeah. That's good, man. Yeah, I was just reading about that the other day and how Democratic debates.
They totaled up what he spent for his grand opening of flying the celebrities in, giving the VIP. He spent $17 million.
Did you see the invitation?
Yes.
The invitation you opened up.
50 Cent.
Oh man, that was so dope.
50 Cent. Well, he sent out all invitations but to his VIP guests. He sent it in a box, like a cigar box, that you open up, and it got a video. It's real nice.
Yeah, it got a video like an iPod.
To his grand opening.
To his grand opening, and he has different studios named after different.
Right.
I mean,
he did it big.
Yeah, he did it. He did it nice. He really did.
That's how you do it nice.
Right.
But when you're worth $600 million, 17 million is like a chip out of.
And you got to think about it though. He went from homeless.
Yes.
From homeless to this. The first time he did Medea, he didn't even want to do it that long. But one of the people who was supposed to be in the play didn't show. So he extended his lines with Medea, and the audience loved it. So he kept it on.
Right.
That was a genius move, and he owns the things that he does.
Right.
So that's even more money because now he got publishing rights. And the man, he's doing his thing.
That's how
he's doing his thing. I've been on the studio like 4 times. In different. I do acting. I've been in 4 different.
So how long has he had that? Oh, you mean his before he had this one?
No.
Or you mean this one?
He just bought the rest of it, but I mean this one.
Oh, okay. Okay. It's nice, huh?
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah,
it really is. And you can't take no pictures. Like before I entered the thing, I was trying to take a picture of the gate. The security guard was like, no, they ain't taking my phone.
Okay.
But he was like, no, you can't.
Picture.
Yeah, you can't take pictures. Like, man, that's messed up. Thank you, Donald.
Shouts out to
Richardson said, great job, gentlemen. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
We're trying.
For sure.
Yeah. We still talking about comedians, so we brought up Robin Harris. We brought up We brought up Martin. We brought up. Is somebody out there we forgetting and their name is right here, but I can't think of it. And when we talked about Cat Williams, we didn't talk about Cat Williams and Kevin Hart beefing. Did you guys know about that one?
No.
Yeah,
Kevin Hart
was an old beef.
Yeah, they were beefing for a minute. I don't know if they're doing it again, but
who's the shortest one?
Kevin Hart was talking about. Kevin Hart is bringing people on, and they were saying Cat Williams, he didn't really bring people on with him, and actually he started using drugs and made himself look bad.
Right.
You know, for a minute there, every other day, Cat Williams, he was Marcus, you say Red Fox one more time. I'm coming there and choke you. We did talk about Red Fox because Sanford Son, one of my favorite shows, so I know we talked about it.
Shouts out to Red Fox.
Yeah, let me do my trade thought.
That's the Red Fox.
They were saying that Cat Williams was throwing shots at Kevin Hart, but Kevin Hart was talking about how much money he's made.
Right.
And Kevin Hart was like, "Look, I'm the biggest name in the game right now.
Right.
And you ain't made more money than me, so cut it out." You know, and then you can do whatever you want to do, but you chose drugs over your career. I chose my career.
Right.
And I was like, wow, Kevin just shut that down big.
Yeah, but I mean,
that.
I don't know what provoked all that, but to me, that's unnecessary. If you Kevin Hart to say that to Cat Williams.
Well, I mean, somebody coming to you, you got to shut them down.
Right.
Yeah, but you're not supposed. That's the rule, right? You're not supposed to insult down.
I get that. That makes sense. That makes sense. Because a lot of people came out to T.I., and you'll never hear T.I. in no rap beefs. Never. You're like, you know.
He had a beef right now with Iggy. Iggy Azalea right now.
Iggy Azalea, come on.
They going back in because, you know, when she first started out, it was supposed that T.I. found her. He signed her to Grand Hustle. And T.I. was saying that when you was with me, you know, you needed the black urban audience.
Oh, yeah. But then when you found out,
to get them out. You know, when she made Fancy. You're so fancy. It blew up. Okay, then when she captured the white audience, she didn't need the black audience. So the white audience started buying more, and T.I. feel like she left Grand Hustle when it signed somebody else. So now they really beefing. They was just said something the other day, and she down on T.I. Told T.I. when you sign somebody that gonna bring some money in like I did, then you holler back at me. I was like, wow, whoa. Then T.I. went on and he said something crazy. I was like, come on,
well,
T.
I don't even think she can hotbox with T.I. I mean, what can she say? His record sales are more than her. His artists are. I mean, come on, that's
not
crazy.
Yeah.
Exactly. You know, a lion don't argue with an ant.
That's right.
The ant's insignificant.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. That's how I feel about what you said about Kevin Hart and Cat
But
Williams.
both of them are,
But he's not on the same level as Kevin Hart.
Yeah.
I feel you.
As far as in the business, you know.
Yeah.
But see, okay, now what are you going? If you going stand up, then Cat Williams can hotbox with.
Oh man!
But if you going just total
recognition, money,
because Kevin Hart's in everything.
Yeah.
I mean,
Hart.
When he turned around on Calvin and Hobbes, Hobbs and Shaw. Calvin out. When he turned around on Hobbs and Shaw.
He made a cameo that nobody expected.
I didn't even see that.
Yeah.
You ain't seen Hobbs and Shaw? I like that. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. It's out Tuesday on Blu-ray DVD.
It's already out on Blu-ray.
That's one of the Fast and Furious?
Yeah, well, it's made a lot of people from
You don't need to see those to see this one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you don't. Yeah, it is.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's a lot of action. And what's the place play? Idris Elba. He play a badass dad.
Yeah. Oh, he's bad.
Yeah.
He inhuman. So and I said that.
That motorcycle is so dope. Oh my goodness, bro! I would get one of them in a heartbeat. That motorcycle is.
Yes.
Yeah, I got to check that out.
Yeah.
Right on. So yeah, what were we originally talking about?
Originally we were talking about money, and then we went to John Witherspoon.
Absolutely.
Then we went to other comedians.
Comedians, absolutely.
So, just to wrap it up with, as far as comedians go, man. I was watching. I watched we talked about the Deion Cole thing, or didn't we? Did you see the Deion Cole special yet?
No, sir.
All right, you need to check that out because that dude is funny.
Up and coming. Okay. He really is. Yeah, he was.
I watched it for the second time the other day.
Yeah.
Did you see D. Ray Davis special?
No.
D. Ray Davis, he got a special on Netflix, and he's funny too.
That's the light skinned cat.
From the Barbershop series.
Well, okay.
From Barbershop, right?
He's been on a lot of different things. Yeah. Like he say he been on like 30 things, and if you put all of them together, you get a movie. If you get but like
he's in
initially,
he always used to sell stuff. And
I know who he is.
Yeah, you used to run him out the store.
Yeah, one of the biggest things with D-Ray that he got popular from is he got 2 women. Like he had
Two girlfriends.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
had 2
yeah.
women, and he
In
was
real
like,
life?
yeah,
okay.
in real life. And he went to him.
Yeah.
He was like, you know, he was like, he had to decide because he didn't want to be that dude cheating on his girl.
Right.
So he was deciding on which one he was going to choose. And he was started to tell her about the other one and like, you know, but this, that, and the other. And she was like, well, wait a minute. Talk to her and see if we could go ahead and all. So it became a 3-way affair. And he was like, he ain't complaining. He ain't complaining.
So he killed them both.
Yeah, they both agreed to it. So
D-Ray
Davis doing his thing.
Yeah.
All right, fellas. I think we gotta cut it off here, man.
Absolutely.
I enjoyed it. It's a
Wonderful
pleasure
show.
again.
Wonderful
Are you gentlemen familiar with HR 1242? No, what's that? We ain't got that much time, so go on and hit us up real quick. What's that? What's the HR? Just hit us up and we'll try to address it another time.
Absolutely.
We got to go. Thank y'all for joining us. King Doc from the A. Much love to everybody in the A and everybody everywhere else. To all my military cats, I salute you and I have
Absolutely.
nothing but respect for you. Hang in there. Military suicide rate is going up, so
Right.
please have your battle buddies back. You know, please watch out for each other, and you know, try to catch those little telltale signs. You know, because a lot of times when we're deployed and things like that, we're all that we got. So try to make sure you're talking to your battle buddies. You know,
Absolutely.
try to make sure that everybody, because at the end we want everybody to get home safe. You know.
Absolutely. Shouts out to my mother, to my family, to my church, and especially to my support system, my beautiful wife, for everything that she does every day, and to you, the fans, for tuning in every Sunday. Support us, come in online, you know, watch us, and we'll be back.
Man, I love to see you young people in love. That's a great
it
thing.
feels good.
Appreciate
Yeah.
y'all. Next week. See you next week. Talk Show Kings. Thank you.
Baby girl, you know you're my world.
TV 1061, conceptualizing your ideas across the world and beyond.